So, as you know, on Friday we had a major setback on bodily rights, the right to choose, and women's rights in general. For those of you living under a rock, Roe v. Wade just got overturned, which had until now been standing strong for nearly 5 decades via a 6-3 majority vote in the Supreme Court. I'm sure everyone knows where I stand regarding abortion issues. I've been pro-choice my entire life and have never even imagined myself as being pro-life. I don't think the cells living in your uterus is considered a human being, and due to the vagueness of the scientific definition of humans, it's false to say otherwise. Not to mention all of the other health and mental implications and benefits of having abortions legally available. I'm not going to go through all those reasons now since I've talked about it a lot in my previous videos. I just sort of wanted to vent my frustration over all of this. I mean, in my opinion, I genuinely think that this country is headed in the wrong direction. The heavy conservative majority in the Supreme Court is destroying the country. Honestly, I don't even know why Supreme Court justices aren't required to be nonpartisan, but that's a separate topic. So now that Roe v. Wade is overturned, about half the states in the US are increasing their restrictions to abortion. In some states, abortions will remain legal up until a certain time point, say Indiana and Iowa, up to 20 weeks after fertilization. Some are flat out banning it altogether, with the exception of saving the pregnant person's life, such as in Kentucky, Louisiana, or South Dakota. Needless to say, having so many states increasing their abortion restrictions so quickly, I expect to see a decline in the quality of life of women over the next coming weeks. Things like death or permanent injury over self-abortion attempts, or families stricken by financial pits after needing to travel to other states to get an abortion. It's crazy to me how some people can't see the reality of the situation. Of course, I hate abortions too myself. No one enjoys the idea of having an abortion, but time and time again, I've said the answer to reducing abortions is not to ban them, but to provide better sex education and access to contraceptives. Oh, speaking of contraceptives, did you know that the Supreme Court is possibly on its way to banning contraceptives? Yep, Justice Clarence Thomas mentioned on Friday that the Roe v. Wade overturn will open the door to other laws that are deemed, quote, demonstrably erroneous. He was pretty vague about it, but did mention both the ability to buy and use contraceptives and also includes same-sex marriage, just as an extra fuck you. And honestly, I thought life starts at conception was the most extreme position, but now they want to go even further back. So when does life start then? It just makes absolutely no sense to me. And speaking of gay marriage, it's incredibly ridiculous to me that people can genuinely think with a straight face that something that doesn't affect themselves whatsoever should be banned, while something else like bearing arms that can easily kill other people should be allowed. It's absolutely ridiculous. We can't even increase the age to purchasing guns from 18 to 21, and yet we can take away half the population's right to their own body in the snap of a finger. So yeah, I don't think Roe v. Wade is going to be the end of it. With the heavy conservative majority in the Supreme Court, we should honestly be expecting a lot worse, and it's so sad. I was born here in the United States, and I love living in this country. Sure, it has its flaws, but I couldn't ever imagine myself living anywhere else. It saddens me to see that my home is slowly being destroyed and the people suffocating. I have devoted my life to improving the lives of people in my studies and in my work, and it's so upsetting to see that while people are trying to make progress, others are trying to revoke it. Why even try with medical and technological advancements if it means there's a group of powerful people with significantly less education and intelligence that can take it all away in an instant? It's incredibly demotivating. And I'm just tired, oh so tired of all of this. I started my channel because I wanted to educate people so we can all collectively make decisions that will better individuals and society. But after seeing something like this happen, it really makes me question whether people are willing to learn or if this is all just a game of pride and moral high grounds. And of course, this is why I say scientists should be more involved in politics, because they tend to have more open minds when it comes to new evidence. So when studies come out showing that overall abortion rates don't decrease following abortion restrictions, just the safe procedures, that should be enough to not overturn Roe v. Wade. But sadly, that's just not reality. We're in a situation in which half the people are pro-science and the other half are so anti-science. How did it come to this? So now the question is, what now? And I wish I had a good answer to this, but sadly, you and I are just one individual in an ocean of people. As I mentioned earlier, I don't think Roe v. Wade is the end of it. Although extreme, we might see something like the end of gay marriage and contraceptives, who knows? Sorry that I'm not ending this video with a positive tone. It's hard to stay optimistic, and all of this has gotten me extremely depressed lately. The lesson we have learned from this is that you should never be too comfortable with your human rights, as they could be taken away from you at any given time.